Ten Hag is in trouble after the catastrophe in Copenhagen, and with the impending Ineos investment, he could be one game away from the dreaded sack. If United fail to go past the Champions League group stages, this could mark the end of Ten Hag's tenure as manager. Here are the 5 potential managers who could take over for Erik Ten Hag if he gets the sack. Coming in at number 5 is Michael Carrick. Currently standing at 14-1, Carrick is a Manchester United legend. He's won the Champions League, Premier League, and everything there is to win with Manchester United. But how is he as a manager? Well, he started his coaching career at Manchester United after he retired, where he had spells under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer most famously until his sack. Carrick flew his own wings and he became the Middlesbrough manager in October 2022. Now, Middlesbrough sat in 21st position in the championship at this point, but with Carrick as manager, he managed to get them to finish 4th place, which was fantastic for them. They reached the playoffs and they lost to Coventry in the first round. Now, Carrick's style of play has been known as progressive football. He gets players on the ball and they tend to play the ball around very, very nicely. He currently has a 54% win rate with Middlesbrough, although they currently sit 12 in the championship. That's exactly halfway through. Carrick's play is quite similar to that of Ten Hag's. Progressive football, pressing from the front and making sure that teams are hard to break down. Personally, I think Carrick is certainly not the right choice. This could be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 2.0, Manchester United devoted player brought back in to save a sinking ship. It won't work. Carrick is too inexperienced. I would like if he stayed in the championship for a couple of years and if he was able to build up his credentials there and then. Coming in at number 4 is Graham Potter. Yes, Graham Potter. This could potentially be Moyes 2.0, but let's look at some of Potter's stats. He's currently sitting at 5-1, second favourite to be the new Manchester United manager if Ten Hag gets the sack. Graham Potter started his career with Swansea, doing a really, really good job before he went most famously to Brighton from 2019 until 2022. He held a 31% win rate with a Brighton team that arguably wasn't as strong as other top level teams, but his progressive style of play was really, really important. His players are known to take care of the ball. He is said to have been incredibly influenced by Pep. He plays different systems and his players are known to be courageous on the ball, and this all comes from his tactical prowess. He was rewarded the Chelsea job in September 2022 for his progressive style of play and his attacking football. Unfortunately, this didn't work out as well for Potter. He had 31 games in charge of the Blues, winning 12, drawing 8 and losing 11. So he's almost lost as many games as he won. The Chelsea job proved a step too far for Graham Potter, who proved he was not ready to coach at the top level. But that is no fault of his own for taking the job. I think anybody would have done that in his position. He is not a big personality, which is what you need to be at a top club.
We've seen a lot of your personality come out in press conferences.
I have one, you know. I do have one.
And he has been touted already as a future potential England manager. Number 3 is the very experienced Antonio Conte, currently sitting at 14-1 to be the new Manchester United manager. Conte is a proven winner throughout his managerial career. Starting off with Juventus from 2011 to 2014, Antonio Conte won 3 Serie A titles back to back. He then became the Italy manager, which was quite unsuccessful for him from 2014 until 2016. He then was appointed the Chelsea manager from 2016 to 2018. In this time, he won 1 Premier League and an FA Cup. He then moved on to Inter Milan in 2019 until 2021, where again he won the Serie A title, and his final job was at Spurs from 2021 to 2023. His winning percentage with all these clubs is in the average of the high 60s. Now, Antonio Conte is known for his defensive style of football, particularly the 3-5-2 formation, where wing-backs will run up and down the pitch, getting forward and getting back in time. He's known for having a direct style of play. His players constantly are working hard for him. Conte was actually thought of as being the Manchester United manager before Erik Ten Hag, but this again would never work in my personal opinion. There are two reasons why Antonio Conte will never be the manager of Manchester United. First and foremost is because of his personality. He speaks the truth and he is not afraid to get into the mind of the owners. This will not sit well with the current owners at Manchester United, the Glazers. They want yes men, they want people who they feel they can boss around, and Antonio Conte is certainly not one of those. Although Erik Ten Hag neither is, Ten Hag is certainly not as strong or charismatic, in my personal opinion, as Antonio Conte. The second reason Conte will never be Manchester United manager is his style of play. His footballing philosophy is a classic Italian footballing philosophy, which is defence first, which is immortalised in his famous 3-5-2 formation. Manchester United have never been a defensive team. Manchester United will never be a defensive team. Even under Jose Mourinho, the players were giving out that they need to play a more attacking brand of football. Antonio Conte, while being a legend as a player and a legend as a manager, I have no doubt will go on to do great things, but that will not be at Old Trafford. Coming in at number 2 on the list is Roberto De Zerbi. He is currently 10-1 to be the new Manchester United manager. The 44-year-old has had a short career thus far, being the manager of Shakhtar Donetsk, before now most famously being the manager of Brighton. He became Brighton manager in September 2022, and he now boasts a 47% win rate with Brighton and Hove Albion. He's known for his attacking style of play once again, his pressing from the front, and he is known to help players' development. This can be seen with Alexis McAllister and Moises Caicedo, who have since moved on to big money deals. He brought Brighton to the Europa League, the first time they've ever been in Europe. However, I do feel that De Zerbi is a little too inexperienced for a job of the magnitude of Manchester United. Coming in at number 1, the only man who I felt should have got the job over Erik Ten Hag, and the only man I would be happy to get the job if Ten Hag were to be sacked, and that is of course the legend himself, Zinedine Zidane, currently favoured to take over from Ten Hag at 4-1. What needs to be said about this man? In my personal opinion, he's the greatest midfield player that I've ever seen in my lifetime. He's won it all. He's won the World Cup, the European Championship, the Champions League, Serie A, La Liga. He is a footballing legend, footballing royalty, and he's not bad as a manager either. Zinedine Zidane went on to manage Real Madrid from 2016 until 2018, boasting an astonishing 70% win rate. In this time, he did the impossible. He won the Champions League back to back with Real Madrid, with that iconic front three of Bale, Benzema and Cristiano Ronaldo. Another iconic midfield trio, Modric, Kroos and Casemiro. This was all from Zidane's footballing style of play. They also won 2 Club World Cups and they won the La Liga in 2017. He has been compared to Fergie in his 4-4-2 formation, and again this bodes well if you are to become a Manchester United manager. I think Zidane is the only possible person who could take over for Erik Ten Hag, as he has the credibility and he has the name and he definitely has the pull to bring the players in that Manchester United need. I couldn't see Zidane backing down from the Glazers at all, and I think that the Glazers would know who he is and they would respect what he has done for the game. And this would be a great appointment for Manchester United if Erik Ten Hag was to be sacked. I want to make it abundantly clear that I am Erik Ten Hag in. I do not think Ten Hag should get the sack. I think he had a brilliant first season with Manchester United last year. I think he's off to a rough season due to injuries and a lot of bad luck with decisions. However, he has brought some of this on himself with questionable signings such as Mason Mount and Anthony and Amrabat. And also some of his substitutions this year have been very questionable and sketchy indeed. There are now rumours that he's fallen out with some big name players such as Casemiro and Varane, which doesn't hold well with the new investment coming in. So, there you have it. The 5 managers who could possibly take over for Erik Ten Hag. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are any of these managers capable of managing the sinking ship at Manchester United at the moment? Let us know in the comments. Thank you. And God save Manchester United.